It's time for another round of Dollar Decor Hack, more like $1.25, where I DIY some home decor using Dollar Tree items that are unique, that have an upscale look to them, and don't look like DIYs. I'm extra excited for this one. I was at Dollar Tree last night, walking down the aisles, trying to get some ideas, just standing there kind of like a weirdo, but I came up with some good ones, and these are actually quite simple to do, so let's just jump right in. Let's start off with what might be my favorite one of all, and we're gonna need this. We're gonna need this like bowl from like the kitchen section, plastic bowl, and then this one. This is the garden dish plastic right here. So we're gonna need that, and we're also gonna need some shot glasses because we're gonna take some shots. Just kidding. These are plastic. I think they're gonna come in a set of 24 or something like that. We're only gonna need 3 of them. Any guesses as to what we're gonna make? Let's kick it off with a cement project. Yes, I know, I love my cement projects. I have a couple of them here on the channel, technically not from Dollar Tree, but cement I feel like is a relatively accessible material. It's pretty budget friendly, and I'm using Cement All, which is my favorite one right now. I'll link it below. If you have not worked with cement before, don't worry, it's quite simple. So first things first, wear your protective equipment. You do not want to touch the stuff with your skin, so I'm wearing some gloves. Mixing it up with some water to create sort of a thick pancake batter consistency. I'm pouring it into the clear tray or the clear bowl, and then applying the red one on top, applying a little pressure. I don't want this to overfill or spill over, but if in case it does, I'm just putting a piece of paper. Then I'm filling up the smaller shot glasses, which is going to serve as our feet. Oh my, look at that mess. Allow the cement to cure for a few hours. Once that's done, let's go ahead and remove it from the molds, which actually wasn't that bad. Just have to wiggle the plastic a little bit, and then it just pops right off, as you'll see. Same thing with the shot glasses. I want to clean up the cement a bit. It's feeling a little rough on the edges, so I'm going to do some sanding, wet sanding actually, so I don't make a huge dust mess. So basically just take some water, wet the cement a little bit, and then just take regular sandpaper. Here I am using, I think 120 grit sandpaper, or maybe 80, and sanding off the edges, making sure it's nice and smooth. Honestly, this is turning out to be a cute little bowl. I'm very obsessed with it. Let me know what you think. So I'm going to glue the feet to the bowl with some Gorilla Glue, but any glue that worked with cement will do just fine, and let that cure for a few hours before moving on to the next step, which honestly, I don't know if it's necessary. Maybe I'm just being extra, or I'm a perfectionist, but I cannot stand and look at the gaps on the feet and the bowl because it looks like I just glued them on there. So I'm whipping up another batch of cement, a little bit more watered down, kind of like thick paint almost, and just brushing it on there. Going very generous with this, I would say, making sure that I'm filling in the little gaps there, and then just honestly just do the whole bowl in general, the bottom and the inside. Now here's a little reminder of how to wash up after your cement projects. You do not want to wash this in your indoor plumbing because this is not good, trust me. So if you can, hose this down all outside. If you don't have a hose, you're just gonna have to let anything dry up and maybe dispose of, unfortunately, but you do not want to wash this in your indoor plumbing. Wow, what a little cutie, don't you think? So I let the cement cure for a while, and now I am just sanding off just to make sure there aren't any rough areas and it's just a little bit more smoother to the touch. Let's finish this up with some paint, which honestly this could be taken in lots of different directions. I'm really loving the earthy look of it, and to make it look more of a ceramic piece, I'm going in with some khaki acrylic paint that's very watered down and just brushing it on there, and that'll pretty much do it for this project. Such a cute little bowl. Honestly, making this was such a thrill, and I have the urge to make more. Would you be interested in these? If I made some, would you buy them? Comment down below. You know, I'm always down for a glass cylinder challenge. This is probably one of my favorite items at Dollar Tree. It's very practical. I use these a lot. Let's go ahead and upgrade it and make it into something of a designer's item. Something that is going to draw some attention to the styling, something that's going to feel unique. If I can just remove the sticker. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. Honestly love this vase so much. I use this for my fresh florals and kind of put them in the vintage vases. But anyways, today let's make something kind of interesting and fun. So I'm using some scrap cardboard that I got from like an old shipping box, and I'm gonna cut 3 fins or ribs. I don't know what we're gonna call them, but cut 3 rectangles that are gonna be as tall as the vase itself. Next up, let's glue these up with some super gel, also from Dollar Tree. Also use some hot glue for some reason. I think I'm impatient, making sure that they're nice and straight, evenly spaced out as such. Shall we make a piñata or shall we make a vase? Who knows? I'm gonna actually do some paper mache here. So I'm using some glue and some water, brushing it onto our vase, and then for the, I guess, paper, I'm using some tissue paper or like paper from like gift wrapping, not like blow your nose tissue paper. Anyways, a couple layers of this will suffice, which results in a leathery textured finish, which is kind of cool. The thing about this is you want to let this dry for a few hours before painting. Our treasure is now dry. Let it dry overnight. We are ready for some paint. What paint are we going to go? I think we're going to go with some beige. I know, very boring. I know there's a lot of beige in this video, I'm sorry, but a little bit of white, a little bit of, I guess, beige, and green. Yes, a little bit of green kind of gives it a vintage undertone, like a patina almost. It's kind of cool. Definitely try it in your vintage projects, but giving it a couple coats of this and then going in with a little bit darker paint and just create that visual aged look, like we just dug this up straight off the ground. That's a thick layer of paint, which is going to require some time to dry. Ooh, look at that. Pretty snazzy, I would say. Let's go ahead and make some holes. I'm using this hole punch, and I'm going to punch a couple holes on the edges of each side, because we're going to take our jute cord and basically weave it in there. Very fun, I would say. It took a little bit of force, I'm not gonna lie, but manageable. And this is where we're at. I really love vintage pottery, the ones that have like woven cane or rattan integrated into it. It's so beautiful. So that's kind of like the vibe that I'm going for here, but a more modern form, I would say. And then I'm just weaving it into every single side. Very simple, and honestly that'll do it for this project. Such a cute little piece that no one would know it's from Dollar Tree, right? One of my favorite things to do in my spare time is to paint and make wall art. It's such a fun creative exercise. Now we are going to do large wall art using Dollar Tree items. So we're going to use this 8" by 10" stretch canvas and this 8" by 10" frame. What's great about this one is the more you use, the larger the artwork, which I'll show you here in a moment. But I will say, even if you're not an artist or not quote unquote creative, this is something that I think you can totally do, and it's only a couple of dollars, so if you mess up, it's okay, you can paint over it. First up, I'm going to glue the frames together to create one large piece, and I'm actually going to use these clamps, also from Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 2, so I'm using a couple of these to clamp them together, removing the backing, the glass, and everything down to the bare frame. By the way, this super gel from Dollar Tree is pretty amazing. I use this for many projects, so I'm just going to use that and apply it to the edge of the frames that I will clamp together. And today I'm only using 4, but this could certainly be scaled up to create larger artwork pieces. I just have to say, I actually really love these clamps from Dollar Tree. I think I need to pick up a couple more of these. The super gel dries rather quickly, so I'm just giving it a couple of minutes. Once done, I'm putting it back together. I will say it doesn't really matter what's in the frames. They will be painted anyways. But first, I want to stabilize this a little bit more. So I'm using some of this foam core or foam board, also from Dollar Tree, that I'm just going to cut to the right size here, or a little bit smaller so it's not seen. There we have it. Again, some super gel and maybe some hot Gorilla Glue will do the trick to hold it in place. Also, I did cut the rectangle so that I can hang this later. This next step is totally optional, maybe I'm just being extra, but I am using some caulking to fill in the gaps. I actually know that they sell some at Dollar Tree, but they didn't have any when I went in. So I'm just using this other one. I think it was like $3 or $4. I will link it down below, as well as any other supplies. Once that's fully dry, it's time to spray paint this. I'm going with this color. I think it's called Fossil, which I'm really loving. Kind of like a beige, I guess. Fossil, I don't know. I'm giving it a couple coats of that. Meanwhile, let's head inside and paint our artwork. While the frame's dry, let's go ahead and start on our wall art. So we have our 4 canvas panels right here. Some days I feel dangerous, some days I want to just keep it minimal. So I'm just going to stick to neutral colors, probably like a black and white or black and beige moment. Maybe a little bit of color, I'm not sure. Should be relatively easy. Again, I'm using these from Dollar Tree, which honestly, they're not perfectly rectangle. Like perfectly 90 degrees, but we're gonna work with it. It's $1.25. Now let me go get some paint. I want to keep this as simple as I can, so I'm just gonna use some acrylic paint that I have. I know Dollar Tree also sells some, not the best quality though, but this stuff right here, you might see it, it's from Dollar Tree. It's spackling. You use this to like repair holes on your wall or something. I want to use this to create some texture. It's a little bit too dry for my liking, and I don't want this to crack, so I'm adding a little bit of water and a little bit of, I guess, like Elmer's glue or just crafting glue, mixing that up. I ended up transferring it to a plate to make it easier to sort of create a paste consistency. I had no idea if this is going to work or not, but actually I think it does. I want to try this again. If you do this, let me know if this works for you. So I'm just going to outline what I'm going to texture here. Nothing too, I don't know, I'm just something organic. I have no idea. And then I'm spreading it as evenly as I possibly can. I don't want to go too heavy on this. Then a wet paper towel to clean it up, making sure that the texture is more consistent, maybe create some lines as you see here, and then clean up the edges. After letting that dry for a few hours, it's time to paint. Paint colors. What colors shall we use? I'm thinking beige. I don't know why I'm using a lot of beige in this video. I apologize, but this is, I'm seeing this as a free-flowing river going through sort of a mountainside or something. So I'm painting the flat, the non-textured area first, and honestly this is something that you can totally have fun with and use some color, use whatever you want. I'm just feeling very beige today. To be honest, I'm really loving the texture white as is, but somehow I just ended up painting it black, which also looks great. Nothing too crazy here. Letting that fully dry, of course, before mounting it onto our frames. At this point, I'm just going to use some Gorilla Glue and some hot glue here in combination. Honestly, it doesn't really matter whatever glue. I think I ran out of the super gel, but either ways, I am rambling now. Let me shut up and let's take a look at the final result. I'm really loving this one. You know, Dollar Tree sometimes carries some questionable home decor pieces. Some I would stay away from, especially those like weird figurines. But I saw these ceramic, I guess, spheres, pretty fun. So I picked up a couple of these. They come in red. Who cares about the color? We're gonna paint them. I also grabbed a few of these round, I guess maybe cement candle holders. I'm not sure exactly what they are, but come with this detachable thing. But we're gonna use a couple of these. We're gonna pair it with this to create something interesting. This video is brought to you by Super Gel. I'm just kidding, no it's not. But we're gonna use this stuff from Dollar Tree again to glue our cement pieces together. I want to create different heights. So for one of them, I'm gonna stack 2, and the other one is just gonna be by itself, no gluing required. Let's let that cure for a bit before we paint those. In the meantime, let's work on our spheres. I really wasn't sure what direction to go with the spheres, so I kind of just spray paint them with the Fossil color here. I think I was going for a vintage distressed look. I'm not sure. We're gonna come back to them. In the meantime, let's paint our cement. So just taking some brown paint again and some water and just giving it a vintage look, kind of like stone. But what about the ceramic spheres? I don't know. This is what I did. I took some white paint and I painted them white. Yes, I painted all of our hard work of spray painting them. I painted them white. Then I used a dry paper towel and rubbed it off. And the result, this kind of gave it a, I don't know, a vintage look. What would you describe this? I'm not really sure. but I kind of like it. Once that dried, I glued it onto our cement, centering it as best as I can. Well, friend, that'll do it for this project. I guess it's fine. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I think it's fine. Maybe I could have stacked a couple more cement pieces or turned them upside down. Either way, here's the final result. But wait, there's more. I have one more DIY and it involves this glass vase. Now you can watch that exclusively on my website, casarefined.com. I will go ahead and link it down below. Go watch it, let me know your thoughts. Seriously turned out awesome. And also subscribe to my newsletter while you're there. It's free and don't worry, I won't spam you with emails. Okay, I think we're gonna wrap it up for today's video. I actually had a lot of fun making these projects. You know, it's amazing what one can do for a couple of dollars, a little bit of patience, and a little bit of love. I think you might know which one was my favorite project, but comment down below. Let me know which project was your favorite and why. It's always fun seeing what people gravitate towards or prefer. Now, I definitely have more Dollar Tree DIYs. I have a whole playlist, in fact. Check it out. I'll put it here at the end of this video. Go watch them if you haven't already, or if you have, watch them again, get a little refresher. Definitely will be doing some more in the future, so be sure to subscribe, like the video, all that amazing stuff that helps out the channel. Also, share this video. Share it on your social medias or what have you. Someone out there can benefit from this. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye.